Hi, good morning, Professor. This is Nadine Smith, and I'll be presenting my leadership approach to you today. And I just wanted to talk about my church, which is Summit Bible Church. We have what we call Project Kissimmee. And Project Kissimmee is just an outreach program to the community, to those that are in need in our community. And I have been heading that committee since its inception, and that's what I would like to talk about as far as my leadership approach and the strategies that we use to accomplish the vision of Project Kissimmee. I chose the super leader, collaborative, and shared leadership approach to talk about. And the reason I chose that is because, and I'm on to the next slide right now, is because a lot of the people that we utilize in helping us bring the vision of Project Kissimmee to life are already leaders. They're already leaders over other areas of service in the ministry, and I thought it would just be a great idea to take that approach to leadership and to bringing the vision to pass. So they're leaders of different service teams. They're using organizing Project Kissimmee. The planning is done with all those members involved. And then the great thing about Project Kissimmee is we do a general plan, and then we sectionalize it into different areas, and that's given out to the different leaders to execute it and to give us progress reports. Moving on to the next slide. This is, for me, it really shows a shared leadership approach, a shared leadership aspect of it. When the people are involved in bringing the vision to pass, then they become accountable for the success of Project Kissimmee. So we share the leadership, and so when the tasks are divided into leadership skills, then each person is utilized, and everyone gets the opportunity to contribute. So shared leadership means shared responsibility, and so that's why I use this approach. This type of leadership approach in Project Kissimmee. Not only are the leaders over different areas of the church, but they're also followers and leaders, because they have to follow me as the leader of Project Kissimmee, but they're also leaders within themselves. So when you use all of these, then there's a great source of wisdom in planning Project Kissimmee, planning this outreach to the community. When we have so many leaders coming together as not just followers but leaders, then there's just such a great wealth of wisdom and resources that are available that we could tap into. Each person brings their own leadership skill, their own leadership wisdom to the table, and we just go into that vast resource and execute it. The instructions are given by me as the leader, and then the follower leaders, they get to carry those instructions, and because of their experience and their talent, then they get to do that efficiently. Not only that, but they commit to the success of this. It's like their commitment, there's ownership to the success of Project Kissimmee, because they're committed to the vision, and as leaders, they understand what it means to commit to the vision, so they take ownership for its success. Leaders feel responsible for the vision, so they see it as their vision, and they take ownership of it and follow through the success. So when a leader can see the vision as their vision, then you know that it's going to be a successful endeavor. So every leader that is a part of planning and executing Project Kissimmee, they see it as their vision, and they take ownership for it, and so they take ownership for its success. Not all these leaders are also self-leaders. This is a project that requires people to be self-leaders, that they get to set goals and they get to see those goals come to pass. So we have to be self-leaders, because there's so many different areas in Project Kissimmee to take care of. So we need self-leaders within this structure in order for goals to be set and for goals to be carried out. For example, if we sectionalize and we know what each leader is responsible for, then that leader can now go and take that and become a self-leader and set goal to have that portion of Project Kissimmee be successful. So they set the goals and they see it through. They handle critical feedback because they're focused on the vision, and the vision is not about us. The vision is about the community. The vision is about success. The vision is about letting people know that we care for them, letting people know that we're here for them, letting people know that we're trying to help them to feed their families. We're trying to help them to find resources, community and resources that are available to them to help their lives being better. So self-leaders, they can handle critical feedback because their vision is for the success of Project Kissimmee. It's not about them. So if something goes wrong and the leader has to critically criticize, or not, I don't want to use the word criticize, but to give them critical feedback, then self-leaders are able to handle that because that is also a necessary part of fulfilling the vision. Self-leaders are ready to change. When they receive the critical feedback, they're ready to change, they're ready to reposition themselves or their strategies for the good of the project, for the good of Project Kissimmee. So you get a critical feedback, you are ready to reposition yourself, you're ready to change your strategy. If this is not working, you're ready to move on to say, you know, let's do something different, let's try something new. It can work. So the big picture plan for Project Kissimmee, and this is strategy number one, the big picture plan is to have a vision of what the overall goal is and what the overall vision is. And everybody, that vision has to be properly communicated to all the members who are also leaders in their own right. So that vision has to be properly communicated by the leader. Member input at all times. You know, once you're part of the success of this and carrying out of the vision, then your input is at all times. Always asking for suggestions and advice from others, especially in areas of concern or uncertainty, because the goal is success. The goal is reaching people successfully. Feedback provides or updates at different stages. So feedback is important, whether it's good feedback, whether it's critical feedback, that's important. It's important that we have updates. We have months to plan this Project Kissimmee. So it's important that during those times and during the planning, feedback are provided to the leader or to the other members of the committee, and as I said before, who are also leaders in their own right. Strategy number two for Project Kissimmee for me is room for each leader to function, even if they make mistakes. The good thing about making mistakes is that you don't continue to make mistakes. You learn from your mistakes and you improve. And so each leader is given that room, you know, to make mistakes and see where they've made their mistakes and also to correct that mistake. It doesn't take the leader of the group to correct the mistakes. Someone who's already a leader could see that they've made mistakes and make adjustments to correct that mistake. Use of timelines, that's important, and checklists to keep up with the status of different tasks. That is extremely important. Timelines, checklists, important. We have to use timelines because everything is time. Everything is time. We have to use timelines in order to bring the vision to pass. We have to know what dates we're working with. We have to know, for example, if we're renting somewhere, what size building we're using. So those are checklists, what the number of expected people from the community that we're expecting to be there. How soon should we start advertising? What areas should we go into as far as advertising? Should we go to the radio stations? Should we do flyers? So all of this is important, and all of this has to be done within a certain time. We have to also get most likely sometimes permits from the city, especially if we're doing it outdoors. We've done it outdoors before where we had to get permits from the city. We have to get, porta potties, things like that. So every area must be factored in to the timeline and a checklist in order for us to keep up with the status of different tasks. Now, execution through involvement of all service team workers. Not necessarily the leaders. So in our church, Summit Bible Church, we have what we call a service team. And right now we have about 33 service teams. So Project Kissimmee the committee is made up of maybe 5-6 leaders, and then there is a leader over all of these 5 or 6 people. But once we have the plan, and we're ready to execute the plan, we go and we utilize every single service team in the ministry. So there are 33 service teams. We have ushers, so we have to think about crowd control, directing the people. We have what we call fun and fellowship, and that's the group that makes sure that we have enough food for the people to eat. We prepare the food properly. We have there is a kitchen. We have utensils. We have drinks. There's just so many service teams that we use. And we have the music department. We use them. We have them to bring their instruments. They provide music and worship. So execution through the involvement of all these 33 service teams is necessary for the plan to be a success. We have the follow-up department who, after the event, follows up with everyone that came to the event, check on them, pray with them, find out if there's anywhere else that we could help them. We have benevolence who are responsible for getting the food and the clothes to distribute to the people, the toys, the back to school supplies. So we utilize every single service team in the ministry, and we work with sponsors, donors, churches. So we are responsible for sending out letters. We're responsible for getting donations from places like Publix, Walmart, Winn-Dixie. We're responsible for getting sponsors who would like to donate money, who would like to donate gift certificates. We're responsible for liaisoning with community resources and have like a packet to give the people that will let them know of what is available to them in their community as their need grows, as their families are in need. We liaison with the fire department if we want the fire department to come out and just speak with the children. We liaison with the police department if we want them to come out and just speak with parents about just the issues that youth face today and what's going on in the community and how they can keep their youth safe. The vision of Project Kissimmee, and those are the two strategies that I like to emphasize. And as you see within those strategies, there are just several bullet points that it's just necessary for us to emphasize. And I just wanted to just wrap it up with this. Talk a little bit about the vision of Project Kissimmee, and I deliberately put that to the end because I just wanted to use this time to explain and just say some more about what Project Kissimmee is. It's a bold initiative of Summit Bible Ministries. It's aimed at helping the needy, ministering to the hurting, and impacting the people of Kissimmee and its surrounding communities with the love of God, using a wide variety of creative and innovative methods. And some of those methods are food distribution, clothes, supplies, community resources, preaching the gospel, toiletries, just everything that we think that a family, would need to help them, to make things easier for them. And we just saw that there's just such a great need in the community in Kissimmee, and so we just wanted to start out with Kissimmee, and we call it Project Kissimmee, but it's going to be reaching out not only to Kissimmee but its surrounding communities. We plan to go into Davenport. We plan to go into Orlando. We plan to go into Point Siena. So it's just, as a matter of fact, we just had one August 14th, a huge one in Point Siena, at the community center in Point Siena. It was just a great success. There's just so much stuff to give out. People are willing to donate. Organizations are willing to donate. Companies are willing to give. Even our church, we have the people just go out and buy non-perishable goods, just go through their closets and just donate some clothes for kids, go to the dollar store, get some back to school items, because that was important since we were having it in August and it's almost time for back to school. So that in a nutshell is what Project Kissimmee is about. It's just a ministry, and it's a mission to reach out to people, to feed people, to help people, to have a food pantry that people could come and get some food. And not only that, once they receive that food, they can receive the Word of God and know that Jesus loves them and He cares for them. And that's the vision of Project Kissimmee. I just want to thank you that for this time. This is really my leadership approach to Project Kissimmee. I find it very effective. People want to feel that they're important. They want to feel that they can make some decisions too. They want to feel that their ideas are important in carrying out the vision of any ministry or any company. And so I think that for Project Kissimmee specifically, because of its nature, the super leader, collaborative and shared leadership approach is the right leadership approach. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.